Back over. So I see the mandolin here, which is kind of your basic mandolin, modern day, of course.
Correct.
Now,
This was a design that was developed by the Gibson Company, and it's referred to as the F model or Florentine model. And you'll notice that it has a scroll and it has F holes similar to a violin F hole. And so this was an American design that was developed in the 1920s. And this was attributed to the Gibson Company, the same company that builds the Gibson guitars.
of course.
This is an earlier style, European style mandolin that kind of, I guess, is a little more reminiscent of the lute. So it has the round back.
That is a beautiful striped design. I love that.
Kind of alternating patterns of wood with rosewood and mahogany. And even though these look pretty dramatically different, they're both tuned the same, they're both played the same. They're played with picks, plectrums, as they're called in Europe. And you simply strike the string and make the sound. It's interesting that mandolins and violins are really first cousins. These are tuned identically to the violin. So it's G, D, A, E, which is the same as violin tuning.
So in
tuned
fourths.
in fifths.
Oh,
In
fifths.
Yep.
Sorry.
And it's kind of interesting, too, that a lot of violin players that aren't familiar with mandolin find that they can pick these up very, very quickly because everything with the left hand is identical to violin. The only thing they've got to figure out is how to hold a pick rather than holding a bow to make the sound.
And also to deal with the frets.
Exactly. Frets are another variation.
But if you know how to play without frets, then I'm sure it won't be no problem.
Absolutely. Yeah, if your finger's in the right spot, the fret will help you.
Would you mind?
Sure, yeah, I'll play a little bit. I might play this other one here. I'll let you hold that for a second.
Well, thank you.
And I'll play this one. So this is kind of a Kentucky tune. This is called the Horse and Buggy-O.
Wow, you are absolutely by no means intermediate. You know your chops.
Well, certainly the bluegrass influence is where I kind of got started. And then after you kind of get into the classical end of things, then you kind of learn more about classical approaches to music and learning how to read music. All those sorts of things kind of play into a better understanding of what the classical history of the instrument is.
It's absolutely wonderful. This is gorgeous, by the way. I'm sorry. I'm just absolutely distracted by this. I've never seen a design
That's
like
an
this.
interesting mandolin in that it was developed by a company that was sold. If you look inside, there's a label inside. It's a little hard to read, but it refers to the J.P. Simmons Company, and you'll notice it says Louisville, Kentucky. The J.P. Simmons Company was only active in Louisville in the years 1893 and 1894. So you're holding an instrument that's close to 130 years old and
Oh my
still
gosh.
functional. No cracks, still tunes, still plays. It's kind of interesting. And a slightly different sort of sound than the bluegrass style. I guess between, if you think classical guitar versus standard acoustic guitar, those have different properties. And
It's definitely got a different kind of action to the intensity of the strings. But yeah, thank you.
and round hole versus F hole is kind of another variant.
Oh yeah.
variation.
When are you going to be performing?
The concert will take place at IUS on October 29th at 7:30 p.m. And we would love for as many students as would like to hear a mandolin orchestra, please come out and spend the evening with us. And also the composer, All Goodin, will be traveling from Iowa here to Louisville to be present at this concert. In fact, he said he might bring a mandolin and sit in with us on a couple of the tunes. That
So
he
no
did.
pressure.
No
No
pressure.
pressure.
No pressure.